Hey guys, Madison here, back for another Film Friday. Today is Film Friday 103. This week's poll was sequel themed, and the winner was the Bourne Supremacy. And let me tell you, today has been a trip down memory lane because I watched The Bourne Identity. I realized, I was like, oh, that was like a year ago. No, it was almost 2 years ago. It was March 17th, 2022 was when I uploaded it. So I actually would have watched it a few days before that. So March of this year would have been 2 years. That's right. It's been almost 2 years since I watched The Bourne Identity. And surprisingly, like, that was Film Friday 24. Like, I've watched a lot of movies since then, but surprisingly, thinking back on it, I was like, I remember most of the movie. Like, I can visualize most of the scenes from that movie. And just to make sure, I decided to go back and watch my reaction to The Bourne Identity from almost 2 years ago, just to give myself a little bit of an extra refresher on the things I might have forgotten and might not have remembered. And there were some things. I know it's not the same as watching the whole movie again, but I was like, you know, it'll be a nice abbreviated way to kind of remind myself. So, yeah, that was a trip down memory lane. It's always so cringy going back and watching yourself from like 2 years ago. Those were the early days where I was filming with my iPhone. And for those of you who were here back then, or for those of you who are new and have not heard the tale, the day I watched The Bourne Identity was a very tragic day. Because my, like I said, that was back when I was filming with my iPhone. I didn't have a camera yet. And my iPhone decided to like overheat, and I lost the last like 10 to 15 minutes of the reaction, the climax of the movie, and I lost my entire review that I had recorded afterwards. Needless to say, I was very angry. I was very upset that day. You can tell at the end of the video I'm like on the verge of a breakdown. It was kind of funny. It was not funny that day, but it was funny looking back on it. So yeah, it was a partial reaction. It was not even a complete reaction. The end of the movie was missing. And I'm like, boy, I do not miss filming with my iPhone, that's for sure. My good old trusty Sony camera has been doing a fantastic job ever since. That was the reaction that made me decide I have to get a camera, and I think I made it through like 2 more movies before my camera arrived, and there was no going back after that. I love my Sony. It's done a good job, and yeah, The Bourne Identity was the movie that pushed me over the edge and made me finally get a camera. And I will say it was an expensive investment, but it has been well worth the investment. So if any of you watching this are wanting to start a reaction channel or any kind of YouTube channel, I recommend a good camera, not only for the quality of the footage, but you are able to film for longer with much less risk for camera overheating and deleting important moments that you needed for your video. Another funny thing in the video was where I was like, I'm really looking forward to watching the 2 sequels very soon, and it's like, here I am almost 2 years later. I still have not watched The Bourne Supremacy or The Bourne Ultimatum, but I am looking to remedy that. I might just even do a double feature and go ahead and watch The Bourne Ultimatum after this one so that I can finish out the trilogy, because I know there's like 4 or 5 Bourne movies, but I think the first 3 are kind of a like continuous contained story. That's what I've heard. I don't know. I remember there being one that came out a few years ago where it was like Jeremy Renner, and it was, I guess, a different character. So I think this is kind of, the first 3 are like the Bourne trilogy, and then I don't know what comes after that. But yeah, I am finally here, guys. I'm finally here watching The Bourne Supremacy almost 2 years later. Thank goodness I have a good memory. But despite how long it's been, I really am looking forward to finally watching this, because I did enjoy the first movie a lot. There were just so many movies that I had on my list that I wanted to get to, and then somewhere along the way, I just straight up forgot to get back to this series and continue it. But when I did the sequel poll, I was like, oh, I never watched The Bourne Supremacy. So here we are, I'm finally watching it, guys. Be sure to head on over to my Patreon if you want to see the full-length reaction to this movie, link in the description below. And without further ado, guys, let's jump in and let's check out the Bourne Supremacy. Well, this is disorienting.
This is not a drill soldier. This is not a drill soldier. Training is over. Training is over.
India. Still haunted by the past. I wonder how much time has passed here. Is that Marie or is it someone else? It is Marie. Yes.
Okay, it's fine. It's just a headache.
You're burning up.
She's really changed her hair.
It's okay. Just a headache.
It's just a headache, he says.
Anything new?
It's just bits and pieces. I can hear Conklin's voice, and there's that photograph. But it was a mission, and I was there.
You should write it down, because sooner or later you remember something good.
It is smart to write it down. They're so sweet together. I love them. Look at that beachside view. Germany.
Survey 1, this is Hub. Do you have visual contact?
This is Survey 1. Mobile 1 is in motion.
Langley.
I'm here. So is Donnie and Jack Dweller.
CIA, back at it again.
I have the cellar on site and in play. Quite frankly, there's nothing much more to discuss.
All right, Pam. Your call.
Go.
We're on.
Есть.
Готово. Они у меня, иди за мной.
What are they doing? Are they about to rig a place to explode?
Mobile 1 and Cellar have entered the office.
Copy that.
This is everything?
Все в этих файлах. Здесь видно, кто украл деньги.
Oh. That wasn't part of the plan.
Eye contact. I don't care if it's visual.
Mobile 1, can you copy, please?
Who was that? A third party?
Ты поздно.
Бумаги.
Ты получишь остальное, когда закончишь.
What files? Is this mission going to be connected to the mission he's dreaming about?
А ти уверен, что информация готова?
Комария ждет.
Good thing he's staying fit because I have a feeling trouble is coming. He's still wanting to know who he was.
He's my friend. There's been a death in the family, and I wonder if you've seen him.
Trouble's here.
Hey!
Get in.
What's wrong?
We're blown. We pushed it. We got lazy. All right, that's twice now. I've seen the same guy, so I'm in town.
Gonna be hard not to run over people here.
The car he's driving, what he's wearing is just wrong.
But Jason, stay for a while. It could be anybody.
This is real. How far?
100 meters?
That's too narrow, too narrow. Yeah, I mean, if you needed any confirmation, he's following you, so.
You're gonna drive. Switch. Turn here. Cut through the field.
Hang on.
Oh, this was a bad idea. Okay, there is a road down there. I was like... Oh, there is no road. It's just what he was on. That'd be so bumpy. Oh gosh.
You keep going to the shack. I'll meet you there in 1 hour.
What if it's not who you think it is?
It's them. It's Treadstone.
Don't do it.
Look, Marie, I warned you. Marie, I told them what would happen if they didn't leave us alone.
I don't want...
We don't have a choice.
Yes, you do.
Did he just snipe her? Oh my gosh. I had a fear deep down that like she was gonna get killed and that was gonna kick things off, but I was like, no, maybe not. My positive outlook is always punished with the cynical outcome. Oh my gosh. Dude, just get her to the surface first and then try. She's already dead. They fridged her, guys. They fridged her right at the start. They didn't even wait till the halfway point. No, I was just going, oh, they're so sweet. They're so cute together. Ruined. Tragedy strikes. That sucks.
2 of these explosive charges placed on the power lines, and 1 of them failed. The fingerprints from the one that didn't go off.
And the Germans can't match it?
We checked out every database we could access, but we're hooked into Langley now.
What the hell's Treadstone? Get me a flight. We're going to Langley.
Bourne. Bourne,
You did not check very well, dude. You just left the scene. Good thing he didn't check very well.
Через месяц.
I hope he's keeping at least one picture of her. That one. Keep that one. Where's he gonna go now?
2 men dead, 3 million in cash gone, no Nesky files.
We have a lead, a fingerprint left by the assassin. What can you tell me about Treadstone? It's where the trail dead ends.
Did he frame Jason for this? The sniper guy?
All right, you've got your clearance. You give a full report to the group. I want to know where you're going with this.
Because I feel like whoever did that would not be so careless as to leave their own fingerprint. So I feel like they planted Jason's fingerprint. And then Jason is dead, so trail goes cold. Except he's not dead. Called it. Then the CIA's after Jason again.
Hey, Pam. What can I do for you?
I was hoping you had some time for me.
Let me check my schedule.
Excuse me, can I help you?
Yeah, let me see Mr.
Nolan's back. Revenge fans will understand the reference.
Treadstone.
It was a kill squad. We closed it down 2 years ago.
Let's talk about Conklin.
What are you after, Pam?
She has no idea what she's walking into.
Conklin had these guys wound so tight they were bound to snap. Bourne was his #1. The guy went for a job, screwed the op. Conklin couldn't fix it, couldn't find Bourne, couldn't adjust.
So you had Conklin killed?
It had to be done.
I had a deal going down in Berlin last week. Both our case officer and the seller were killed. They were killed by Jason Bourne.
Does he want to be found? Otherwise, I feel like he would have used one of his fake passports.
7 years ago, $20 million of CIA funds disappeared during a wire transfer through Moscow. We were contacted by a Russian politician, Vladimir Nevsky. Nevsky claimed we had a leak and that we'd been ripped off by one of our own. We were negotiating a meet with Mr. Nevsky when he was killed.
By who?
His wife.
What?
We found a source, another Russian in Berlin who claimed to have access to the Nevsky murder files. Turns out the assassin was one of our own. Jason Bourne. This is Conklin's personal computer. Buried in the hard drive, we found a deleted file with an account number to a bank in Zurich. I think that Bourne and Conklin were in business together, and that whatever information I was trying to buy in Berlin was big enough to bring Bourne out from hiding to kill again.
Jason Bourne's passport just popped up on the grid in Naples.
Contact Naples. They need to know who they're dealing with.
Going after the wrong man.
What's the nature of your visit to Naples?
Silent treatment.
Look, I don't know what you did, but I promise you this. You're gonna play ball one way or the other. Isn't Evans?
Calling from Langley, Virginia. Do you have a Jason Bourne in custody?
Yes, I do.
He's an agency priority target.
I understand.
Whoa. He's not here to play ball, he's here to turn you into a punching bag.
He's been detained. He's being interrogated by a field officer out of the consulate.
Not anymore. You know, they say the most quiet man in the room is usually the most dangerous man in the room. That was definitely the case there.
I think he got away.
Jason Bourne is armed and extremely dangerous. Last week in Berlin, he assassinated 2 men, one a highly experienced field officer.
Well, now he knows he's been framed.
Berlin?
I already have a team in place there. I doubt that Bourne's ready to start a family.
You have no idea what you're getting into.
That guy's catchphrase is, "You have no idea."
You're gonna find this son of a bitch and take him down. I'm not having Jason Bourne destroy any more of this agency.
Hashtag Team Bourne.
2 men, one a highly experienced field officer. I want that area secured. I want any evidence secured.
Hashtag Team Marie. Justice for Marie. Oh no, flashbacks while he's awake. That's not good. Oh, he was not awake. At least he put it in park first. It'd be bad if he fell asleep at the wheel. I remember her.
You've been working at Treadstone for 3 years.
I had 2 responsibilities. One was to coordinate logistical operations. The other was to monitor the health of the agents. Because of what they had been through, they were prone to a variety of problems.
What kind of problems?
Depression, anger, compulsive behaviors.
Amnesia?
Before Bourne? No.
Plane's ready. There's a car waiting for you.
Good luck.
You were his local contact. You were with him the night Conklin died. You're coming with us.
I kind of like that I don't know what Jason's plan is. I'm assuming he wants revenge for Marie, and I know he wants to find out more about who he was and the missions he can't remember. I just don't know how he plans to get those answers.
I emptied it.
It felt a little light. What do you want?
Conklin.
He's dead.
So who's running Treadstone now?
They shut it down. It's over.
If it's over, then why are they still after me?
I don't know. Why would I lie? I thought you were here to kill me.
What'd you do? Did you call it in?
Darn.
Get up. Come on.
Man, he's going at him with his hands zip-tied. Look out for the knife. Oh, that was nice. Oh. Oh. He made him do it. walked up. Timing couldn't have been better. Trend continues. Cool guys don't look at explosions. I want to know what the end game of this Treadstone project was and why it was so dang important.
Kann ich bitte mit dem Gast Pamela Landy sprechen?
Einen Moment bitte. Nein, mein Herr, der Name wurde nicht angezeigt.
Danke.
How many languages does he know?
Westin Grand Hotel, schönen guten Tag. Was darf ich für Sie tun?
Pamela Landy, bitte.
Ja, einen Moment bitte, ich verbinde Sie. Westin Grand Hotel, schönen guten Tag. Was darf ich für Sie tun?
Pamela Landy, please.
Guten Tag, kann ich Ihnen helfen?
I wanted to call a guest, Pamela Landy.
Smart. He's on your trail, lady, like a well-trained bloodhound.
Okay, let's take a look at the timeline. Trains, police reports. That's box 1. Teddy, that's yours.
Although I actually feel like she's one of the few non-corrupt agents, like she's just trying to do her job.
Pamela Landy.
This is Jason Bourne. Are you running Treadstone?
Treadstone was closed down 2 years ago. You know that.
Then what do you want with me?
Have you forgotten what happened in Berlin? You killed 2 people, Bourne.
I want to come in.
How do you want to do it?
He remembers her.
I need someone I know to bring me in. There was a girl in Paris. It's part of the program.
Alexander Strasse.
30 minutes, under the world clock.
What if I can't find her?
It's easy. She's standing right next to you.
And then vanishes like a boss.
And this is a security nightmare. There is no way we are going to get her covered.
We need snipers, DOD, whatever they've
No
got.
snipers, no snipers. Bourne dead gives me nothing.
Can I talk to you privately?
What?
You lost 2 men in Berlin and you want it to mean something. But nothing Bourne gives you will bring your men back.
If there's something you're not telling me, I want it now before I send that girl out there. Do you understand?
You talk about this stuff like you read it in a book.
I don't like that dude, never have.
We have a crowd moving in. It's some sort of protest march.
He could hide in the middle of that.
There's a tram coming towards you. Get on it.
This is Survey 2. She's getting on the tram.
I don't think he's on the tram.
He's on the tram.
Is he? Oh, he is on the tram.
There's a lot of protesters here. There's no way we can cover her out there. She's not here. She's gone.
Is it really?
I did, I swear, Jason, I told them that I believed you.
I'm gonna ask you some simple questions. You're gonna answer me honestly, or I swear to God I'm gonna kill you.
No, you're not, Jason, you old softy.
Why is she trying to kill me?
Last week, an agency field officer tried to make a buy-up of one of her ops.
And you got to him before we did.
They know it was you.
That is insane. Last week, I was 4,000 miles away, watching Marie die. They came for me, and they killed her instead.
Look at the guy in the back with his guilty look.
What was Landy buying? What kind of files?
Conklin, stuff on Conklin. It was something to do with a Russian politician.
Nesky.
What? What are you talking about?
When was I here in Berlin?
What are you...
For Treadstone. You know my file. I did a job here.
No, you never worked in Berlin.
My first job.
No, your first assignment was Geneva. I swear! I swear!
I know I was here, Nikki!
Maybe he just went through Berlin going someplace else. Or maybe the mission was so secret it was not in the file.
He said he didn't know anything about
He
Berlin.
knew that Nicky was wearing a wire. Don't you think that was for our benefit? His mind is broken. We broke it. And
What, now terminate him?
He's frantic because he doesn't want Pamela to find out about some stuff. Berlin. I wonder if Jason actually killed them or if he was just there when it happened.
What do you have, Danny?
There were 2 charges that were supposed to go off simultaneously. The second one didn't go off. Why put the charge all the way down here?
It was staged.
What if somebody were trying to cover their tracks by blaming Conklin and Bourne? What if Bourne didn't have anything to do with this?
He's a smart man. He's finally putting the pieces together. Darn it. I hate that guy. I hate him. He definitely has something to do with framing Bourne.
Yeah, hi, I wanted to get a room for the night. Actually, is room 645 available? I've stayed there before.
I'm sorry, sir, that room is occupied. How about room 644? It's right across the hall.
It's fine. Thank you.
Does he think that going in the room is going to trigger the full memory? Because I don't know what else he would expect to find in there.
Herr Hassler, schauen Sie mal. Noch gerade hier eingecheckt. Ja.
Uh-oh. Well, at least they'll check room 644 first. Maybe he can hear the commotion and get out.
We're there. Yeah, take the van.
Becker, how far?
About 5-6 minutes.
Congratulations, soldier.
So he did kill them. Got away.
Dark t-shirt, dark pants.
Black. The man likes black. And I can't blame him. He's been training for this. Dude can run for miles. Whew. Don't break your knees. He is quite the improviser. Only problem is, now he's not as fast.
Why did Bourne come here? We don't know yet. Landy's upstairs in one of the rooms. She said she'd call you when she's done.
Yeah, you know, don't you? Cold-blooded killer.
So the room we checked into was across the hall. Why would he come in here?
I recognize this room from a photo. There was a chalk outline right here, around the body of Vladimir Nevsky.
We just got word from the Berlin police. They found Danny Zorn's body.
Poor Danny. He was on to something. Gone too soon.
They're on to Nevsky. They can't prove anything without Bourne. Kill Bourne and you kill this investigation.
The time has come for us to part company.
You bought those oil leases with $20 million and stolen CIA seed money.
I gave you your cut.
We both got rich.
He's still out there. Now get him. Get Jason.
That's right. Somebody hung up on you for once. Oh boy.
You killed her.
There were files linking me to the Nevsky murder.
Is that why you killed Marie?
You killed Marie. The minute you entered her life, she was dead.
He didn't kill her, you did.
There's no place that won't catch up to you. It's what you are, Jason. A killer.
Go ahead. Go on. Go on. Do it. Do it. She wouldn't want me to. It's the only reason you're alive.
Good on you, Jason. Man's got restraint.
I'm a patriot.
And Danny Zorn, what was he?
Unlucky. I'm not sorry.
He knew he was done for, and he didn't have the guts to face what he'd done. Coward.
That's Bourne. There. What train is that?
That's the train to Moscow.
Get me the Russian Interior Ministry.
What's he gonna do in Moscow? Will he know that other guy that Ward was talking to? And the sniper he hired?
Твой телефон выключен. Что за дела?
Говорил мне, что дашь месяц отдыха.
Ты говорил, что Джейсон убил меня.
I was wrong. He was sloppy.
Добрый день. Я ищу девушку, 48 номера.
Ска не живет уже давно здесь.
Oh, the daughter.
Номер 16.
Not good. Look out. Yeah, arrest him, arrest him. Darn it. Jason's in bad shape. Twisted ankle, or broken ankle, and now shot. Oh. I was just starting to wonder when the prerequisite car chase was gonna happen. Oh. That taxi's getting beat to smithereens. Oh. There was the famous landmark they always have to show every time they show Moscow. It's a cathedral, I think, but I can't remember the name of it. I always forget. Oh, goodness. Oh god, the traffic anxiety. That was cool. Oh. I don't think the taxi's gonna win that fight. Give that man a flat tire. Oh. Approach with caution. It's gonna come flying out of there and knock your gun out. Or not. I love the humanity of Jason Bourne, that he has these chances to kill people and he doesn't. Like, he's changed from who he was before. He wants to know who he was before, but I think it's more important that he knows who he is now. Is that the Nesky girl?
Yeah. Moshi, ты понял?
У меня нет ни денег, ни наркотиков. Вам ведь это нужно?
So she didn't see him that night. She doesn't know who he is.
I speak English.
A picture? Does that mean a lot to you? It's because you don't know how they died. I would want to know. I would want to know that my mother didn't kill my father. I killed him. Your father was supposed to be alone. But then your mother came out of nowhere. And what you love gets taken from you. You want to know the truth. I'm sorry.
God, imagine being her. Imagine thinking that about your parents for like 10 years, and then this guy shows up out of nowhere and just totally turns all of like what you thought on its head. She's gonna be in shock for a long time. I loved her understated reaction, like no dramatic screaming and crying. It was just very realistic, the quiet shock of the moment. That was good.
Pamela Landy,
I hear you're still looking for me.
I wanted to thank you for the tape. I guess I owe you an apology. Off the record. You know how it is.
Goodbye.
Wait. David Webb. That's your real name. You were born 4/15/71 in Nixon, Missouri. Why did you come in and we'll talk about it?
Get some rest, Pam. You look tired.
Never say that to a woman, guys. You look tired, or you look old. You look older than I thought you'd be. I really enjoyed that. That was a fun sequel. That was a really fun sequel, and I was thinking there, like right at the end, man, they squeezed a lot into this hour and 48 minutes. Like, it just flew by. There was never a dull moment, and they got a lot of plot in there, a lot of action in there. Okay, sorry, I have the credits rolling while I'm talking here, and I just saw Karl Urban, and I never said anything the whole movie, but the first time I saw him, and then throughout the movie, I was like, is that Karl Urban? And then I was like, no, like something about his face looked a little different, and maybe it's because I'm used to seeing him with a beard more. And I was like, no, he looks younger. But then I was like, he wouldn't look younger because like I'm used to seeing him in Lord of the Rings. And those came out 2001, 2002, and 03. And this was 04. And I was like, he wouldn't look younger. I was just like, I was thinking that was him. And then I was like, no, it's just somebody who looks like him. But it was Karl Urban. And now I'm regretting not saying anything. But now I know. Yeah, love Karl Urban. And yeah, I really enjoyed this sequel, and I'm wondering where the third one, Bourne Ultimatum, is going to go, because Pamela just offered him some answers about who he was, and like all the way back to where he came from, like where he was born and stuff. And I wonder about where Bourne was born, and I wonder about his family. Like, does he have parents who are still alive? Does he have any siblings, cousins? Like, does he have anybody he could or would want to connect with? I don't know, because after what happened to Marie, I wonder if he's gonna want to reconnect with anyone, or if he's gonna be thinking like, if I get close to anybody, I'm putting them in danger kind of thing. I don't know. Like, she offered him some answers and he just seemed to turn her down. But maybe he just didn't want to risk getting like caught or something if he did meet with her. Maybe he wants to find some answers on his own. Or maybe he's found some new contentment with who he is now and doesn't want all of the answers from before. I don't know. I'm assuming his past is still going to come into play in the third one, because that's kind of been a question going throughout the series. Is like, who is he and what did he do? But this movie was really not focused on his past life so much as it was just one incident in particular, one that was haunting him, and it was the first one. And I loved the movie concluding with, I loved that his focus was not revenge, because that was what I expected after Marie was killed. I was like, okay, vengeance. He's gonna go after the people who killed her and want to even the score. And that is not at all what he was doing. He was wanting answers about what he had done, the past sin that he had committed that was haunting him. And Marie influenced him in a good way, because her death did not motivate him to go for revenge. Her death motivated him to go out and do what she'd been trying to help him do, figure out the answers, like what was the nightmare. And she inspired him to be better. And it's like he said, when he had the chance to kill Ward, she wouldn't want me to. Marie wouldn't have wanted him to be the cold-blooded killer. And so he chose not to be. He chose to be better than that and to not be who he was before. And I loved watching his arc in this movie. And I know it's been a couple of years almost since I've watched the first one. I would really need to re-watch it again, but I think Jason as a character might have even had a better arc in this movie than the first movie, like just really growing and changing as a person instead of just dealing with the complete just amnesia on the run thing. I really enjoyed him as a character in this movie, and you know, he's a man of few words, and there's no like introspective narration or anything when he's driving around and walking around. But it's fun just thinking like, or wondering what he's thinking, wondering what's going through his head, wondering like what is his plan, what's he doing each step of the way, and then slowly figuring it out as you go. I feel like that is so much more fun than if there was all this narration telling us what he was doing and what he's thinking each step of the way. It's fun watching the wheels turn and watching the plan unfold and seeing how he improvises. These movies are a lot of fun. This was a solid sequel. I've enjoyed both installments. Yeah, I'm really wanting to know how they kind of wrap things up in the third installment in Bourne Ultimatum. So you know what, guys, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I think Film Friday number 104 needs to be Bourne Ultimatum. I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. I sure enjoyed watching it, and yeah, I've pretty much made up my mind here. So if you enjoyed this reaction, you love the Bourne movies, be sure to come back next week, because a brand new reaction to the Bourne Ultimatum is probably going to be going up next Friday. So be on the lookout, guys. I enjoyed this movie so much. It was so much fun. And yeah, I can't wait to see what happens next. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed and subscribe if you haven't. And I will see you guys next week for another Film Friday. Bye, guys.